So the Finance Minister this afternoon delivering the budget, saying that indeed there is some relief on the tax front. We didn't get a definitive hike on income tax. We saw some sin taxes rise. The fuel levy, as it always does, well, most of the time, is up as well. I want to get some insight now from Althea Soobyah, the tax advisory services firm Mazars. She's with them. Althea, thanks very much indeed for talking to us. The Finance Minister this afternoon seems to suggest that overall, on news as far as the tax front is concerned, there was some relief. What's your take?
Yeah, so there definitely was relief in the fact that there was no increase in the tax hikes, Devin. So whilst there was no increase in the tax hikes, the tax brackets have increased by inflation, and the rebates have been increased as well, which means that if you weren't privy to a potential increase in your salary in the last year, you would find relief in the shifting of the brackets together with the increase in the rebates, which does provide relief, and to the extent of 750, in some instances 750 rand per individual in tax relief added income in that regard. So definitely positive in the personal tax side. We see that there is relief, even with the no change and increase in taxes with personal tax.
And I want to pick up there, because all that means is that you've got an extra piece of money in your pocket, which you could use to stimulate the economy further. But also well noted, and we spoke to Business Leadership South Africa, which also seems to have welcomed the fact that corporate tax, at least from next year, drops from 28% to 27%. Hopefully that instigates or evokes some sense of interest from investors. But there are some technicalities attached to that, aren't there?
Yes, definitely. If you look at the dates that they're looking to enforce this particular drop in the corporate tax rate, it's only coming in 2022, and this coupled with the introduction of the limitation of assessed losses, and also the interest limitation deductions that are coming in 2022. So whilst we do see a drop in the corporate tax rate to the 27%, this will be countered by the limitation on the deductions, and as well as the interest limitations that are coming in. So we just need to be mindful of that. And I suppose the corporate rate deduction is welcomed. Many commentators have been pushing for the corporate rate to be reduced, and that's particularly to drive the foreign direct investment, which will in turn drive our employment rates in South Africa and hopefully grow the economy from that perspective. We just need to take into account the other proposals that are coming into play in 2022, coupled with the reduction.
I want to talk about how motorists and consumers feel this tax changes on the road. For example, fuel levies increasing by 15 cents per litre on the general fuel levy, 11 cents from the Road Accidents Fund. I think there's 1 cent on the carbon tax, ultimately putting 27 cents higher on a litre of petrol. Now, it seems like a short amount, but of course, when you just picture this daily, filling up your tank, that's a sizable amount of money going to the government as far as levies is concerned. And of course, a bottle of wine, packet of cigarettes, the Finance Minister taking a good grip on that to make sure there's some revenue coming in there.
Yes, and if you look at the increase in the fuel levy and the ripple effect that it is going to have, that will have an definite ripple effect on the price of goods again. Whilst they haven't done anything to any other tax on the VAT side of it as a consumption tax, the increase in fuel levies will definitely have a direct impact on your cost of goods as well. So it will have an impact on household income to the extent that whilst you're saving on the tax side, you're definitely going to feel it on the other side. So it's a bit of a balancing act, really, as to where do they need to focus on and what impact that would have on the tax base without overburdening it. So it definitely will have an impact on the price of goods going forward.
All right. We're going to have to leave it there. Thanks very much indeed, Althea Soobyah from Mazars. And